And also I can do to some Japanese manufacturing company. Why don't you? I'm capable to improve your overseas subsidiary. To improve the communication. Just what he said, like sort of things I can improve it, and maybe I can write something for him. He tried to do some action for me, right? Contact to I don't know how to do.
Well,
this.
I'm not saying it should be necessarily his company, but I think there are a lot of companies who are struggling to make their overseas operation run.
This is the other a good example. So overseas branches, I think Mary and Matthew, I can use them, right? Doing something,
right? So why are they not making their numbers? I mean, is it just because the market is difficult, or
issue is okay. If even I can do it, but marketing is not easy, right?
Marketing is not easy, but you have connections.
Not many. Not many. Japanese is, as you know, very conservative.
Well, but Uno-san, basically, if you would say, okay, I'm going there for an analysis for 2 weeks. I'm going to Singapore. Give me 2 weeks. I will come back, write a report and recommendations. That's it.
That's easy.
That's a good start.
But this is what do you mean going to Singapore? Which company?
I don't know. One of the foreign subsidiaries, just a company, a Japanese printing company. You mean writing report? What do I don't understand what you mean? Basically, you go there for a scan, for a business scan.
You try to find one client?
No.
No.
Look at a subsidiary and see how they operate and why they're not making their numbers. Whether this business has future.
Without involving that client, you cannot find out the truth.
So you make the proposal to a client who has
get one, right?
Right. So you make a product. Like, I'm going to make a business scan. This is what I'm going to analyze. I'm going to give you exactly.
By the way, what the hell you changing content discussion issue from overseas company to oh my god.
No, because you're asking, I don't know how to make money. Now this is how you can make money. That's easy. Okay, the next steps maybe you can once you have a relationship, you're inside this company, you can also identify, okay, are we globalized enough? If not, how can we improve that?
This first 2 weeks would be the first steps to step in.
Exactly.
Then just making fast report. Then this leads to the next.
To recommendations, and then how are we going to implement that? Yeah.
This is easy. For me, it's very easy. I did it in the past more than 30 years.
Yeah, that's needed in a company.
Yeah, in a company.
Oh my shit.
You can still cut it out.
But I try to utilize Mary and Matthew anyway.
Right.
And usually Japanese people cannot use foreigners, okay? And as co-workers, as partners, very difficult to get together. But my case is very exceptional. Ed quit out here, so he is working with me for years. So I can communicate to non-Japanese people. But usually, very few Japanese can do that, right? Right? So this is, I try to utilize kind of experience for Japanese. Japanese is really isolated from the world. So, and also they failed a lot. You explained Toshiba and Kirin, so many companies, they failed. So we try to utilize our experience for 4 years. So what I should do that? Within here, okay, just only the self-satisfaction, right? So we try to more do something. And without money, it's nothing, right? get money, then we can get the result.
Right.
Right?
Right. But yeah, going back, the real issue, how to leverage your brand value is to go exactly there where people want you. That I think that this is where you have built your experience, 40 years experience. This is it.
Do you have any opportunity to give me job?
Oh, who knows? Actually, I mean, I'm sure that EY has a lot of customers who have
Problems. Yeah, I tell you, Accenture also the same issue. They have a lot.
Right.
But I don't have connection how to do it.
I think really the only thing that people need to do is just get in the airplane, go there, and
I know that, but how to, I will get kind of opportunity, right? This is the issue. I know what you mean. I did a lot in the past.
So just go there.
But compare with, I
workforce.
tell you, compare with 20 years ago, the current my situation is much more better, right? I can communicate with non-Japanese people better, right?
Right.
I understand what they're thinking about multicultural issues, and also I have heavy experience compared with the past 20 years. I'm better than before, right? I can solve, get to know what the issues they do have, right? As you know. So that's the reason I decided to work with you. So it means, actually, I don't know what is the most beneficial way in the past 4 years experience to the society. And today your answer is, why don't you get into the consulting business again? It makes sense. But the issue is how to get kind of, hot business from this current Japanese society. This I don't have established line anymore, right?
But on the other hand, how come you could make like 6, 7, 8 companies to listen to you about your education program while you are not a registered education company? Is that based on your name, or is that based on your previous relationship as a consultant, or is it based on the fact that you have a product that they are really interested in? I would reckon it's the first.
What it was consulting?
The first, yeah, because you
already I registered 16 kind of training education organization.
Based on that, you got the appointment with NEC
No. DMM or some koshirirai.com and 15, 16 organizations. So they koshirirai.com once a year, but 16 organizations already submitted. It means 16 times. So every month they're going to ask me to make speech. And this is about 150,000 yen for 1 hour. This is one opportunity, once a month. But once a month is not sufficient. I need to get another one. But you told me consulting is suitable for me to do that. Okay, I let me try to do that. But how to find this? But you told me I have several companies. I just still contact connecting.
Right.
It's sort of try to do.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if not almost everybody in Japan is kind of worried what the hell they're doing there in Southeast Asia or in China or whatever.
China is different. China is Chinese, not English.
It's not English, but I think that there is a lot of people who would definitely want to know what's happening, but they don't have the means or the guts, or they have the political, that they are kind of like inside the organization. It's very difficult to change an organization from the inside out. It's much easier for somebody to come in from the outside and look at it with a fresh pair of eyes and say, I think that is worth a lot of money.
One manufacturing company 2 years ago asked me for consulting. But I tried to do education, so they just they don't need education. They don't want the consulting.
They don't want the consulting.
Just exactly like what you said, they asked me to do that.
Right.
Yeah, they have some need for that. I understand. Okay, let me try to do this the other way around.
And then basically,
By the way, oh my God, I changed a lot. So this is I want to discuss with him. He's talking about overseas company. Okay, you just approach Morgan Stanley, so on. I still have very skeptical for approaching for them. He is right. Okay, we're going to meet with key people. You have some issues, problems. They're going to speak at many lot of issues. Okay, so they summarize, prepared, and vice versa. Meeting with several times. Okay, I submit proposal. They're going to coaching for them. Okay,
right.
and this kind of work is workable, but it takes
It's
a
a big
lot.
investment. It's a big investment.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
building up
And
customers.
also, I need to involve Mary and Matthew, and a lot of effort, and I'm not sure we can get a job or not. Too risky, what he said. I understand. Maybe I spend 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe I success, but it's too risky. Because American people stay only 3 years, and other people are interested to study Japanese culture. To tell the truth, maybe not so many. It means very difficult. But consulting is many capable. They have lots of issues, lots of problems, right?
If I would purely reflect it on myself, if I were a decision maker in a Japanese business, in an American business inside Japan, I would definitely not hesitate and do this program for the foreign people who are there. I would invest that money and give them that training.
What?
If I were a decision maker at Morgan Stanley or at Cisco or company inside Japan, and I would not hesitate to give people training in Japanese culture and history. I would do it. Yeah, I would do it.
Okay, anyway, I'm going to try to ask, Cisco cases, I ask Matthew to contact anyway, but I try to get some information this month.
Right.
But the other way is the most best beneficial way is I had better try to Japanese company overseas branch or subsidiaries, what's going on, what kind of issues do they have.
Right.
Are going to get involved in kind of things, right? This is a better way, more easy way to.
Because that's where you have that's easy sell, right?
Yeah, this
if
is
they can get the somebody who has been doing that for.
Today's the conclusion. Okay, let me try to change the direction.